Alrighty, welcome back everyone. This is LaughNgamez here. I'm back with another Starcraft 2 1 versus 1 bot AI cast. We have got ourselves what should be a good one here today, as it's going to be none other than Sharkbot versus a bot I believe I cast just for the first time the other day. It's Clicadinha. Very cool name for a bot, however, many of these bots have very creative names. And so yeah, ladies and gentlemen, before we get too far into this one, make sure to go ahead and click that like button if you haven't already. If we can hit, let's go for 39 likes on this video, that would be amazing. Just turning the sound up a little bit there. And yeah, leave a comment down below saying more bots if you want to see more of these bot matches, as I certainly enjoy casting them. You can, comment whatever you like, as it does help out with the YouTube algorithm, and I appreciate everyone who takes the time to do that. Now we have got Sharkbot moving across the map with a probe scout. That's quite important in this matchup, as Clicadinha does have an early spawning pool, so potentially going to be getting a little bit aggressive here. And yeah, the reason why I decided to cast this match is that I wanted to do a bit of a deeper dive in on Sharkbot, because a lot of the matches I cast of it, it's like playing some of the top bots in the late game, and it looks very good. But the ladder ranking of Sharkbot doesn't necessarily reflect how good the bot seems. So I thought we're going to check out a few more matches, maybe against some lower ranking opponents, and see if Sharkbot's maybe dropping games that it shouldn't be for a bot that looks as good as it does against the top bots. And so, yeah. Let's see. Clicadinha did go for a spawning pool first, but then it's not making anything right away. It does notably have a drone just hugging its extractor, just continuously clicking on that to say, hey, don't steal my gas. Maybe that's a problem the bot author ran into, and they figured that was a quick solution. Probe almost dies to a queen, but it gets recalled very quickly by Sharkbot. We then have got two adepts on the way for the Protoss bot, as Sharkbot is just powering up off of one base. It's got a robo on the way behind this. Meanwhile, Clicadinha hasn't really produced too much of significance. We're going to have an Evo chamber on the way, and we're getting a couple of lings out, but just standard Zerg 2-base macro against a 1-base Protoss. So I'd say it's actually more so on Sharkbot in this match to get some damage done. We even have a Spine Crawler on the way for the Zerg bot. That is interesting. I wonder if that is actually Clicadinha having behavior, saying, hey, I'm up against a 1-base Protoss, or what, as it invests in 3 spines. So it's very, very wary of aggression coming out of Sharkbot. So that's very cool to see. Now, 3 spines is quite a massive investment in StarCraft 2, because it's not just the 100 minerals for the spine, it's the minerals for the drone. Meanwhile, the adept is harassing at the natural base. Is Clicadinha going to respond to this? Looks like its lings are caught between two worlds right now, as they are not helping with this adept, unfortunately. So that's quite a big loss for the Zerg bot, losing 3 drones just like that. The spine does keep shooting the adept, but adepts in this matchup are a very good test for a bot, as it's something that's so small of a commitment for the Protoss, but it can get massive amounts of damage done. It does look like Clicadinha is going to be getting aggressive with these mass links. It did build an Evo chamber, but we're not seeing any upgrades be produced out of it. And the Zerg, is just looking to push on in. Sharkbot saying, did you open a Zergling factory or what? We'll see about that, as the lings are now coming on in. There is many, many units for Sharkbot, though, behind this wall, just gonna absolutely slaughter these lings. So, yeah, Sharkbot seems to have a pretty solid grasp on the way the game was going to go against Clicadinha. Clicadinha investing in the 3 spines while also getting aggressive is interesting. It does have a queen at the natural, making some more lings, but all in all, things seem to be very, very rough for the Zerg bot. Sharkbot's playing it safe, playing it smart, staying on 1 base. It can't stay on 1 base forever, but being the more developed bot that it is compared to Clicadinha, I assume anyway, it it definitely is making the right decision here to stay on one base, because it can always expand later on. And Clicadinha just feeding Lings into Sharkbot, not maybe having the most success here. We can point out a little thing that maybe Clicadinha could do better, in the sense that it's got way too much gas right now for a bot that seems to only be interested in producing Lings. Maybe it could pull out a gas at this point, get a few more Lings out. All in all, though, the unit count, Sharkbot is just building up a massive, massive army, and I'm quite concerned now for Clicadinha. It's just doing its thing. It's doing exactly what it's programmed for. Automaton is a bit of a rough map when it comes to bot pathing, because Sharkbot is just positioning its units and shooting all these Lings from the low ground. Clicadinha does pull back, saying, no way, man, I can't take that fight anymore. The Protoss bot is still on one base, but Sharkbot is playing basically a flawless game, having lost just that adept. And, I mean, eventually the toss will mine out on this one base, so that could be a factor as this game goes on, but if Clicadinha just keeps trying to push on in like this, it will never, ever, ever have success as it tries to attack that adept once more, but all those Lings just keep on dying. And yeah, this is the type of bot game that plays out on the ladder every minute of every hour of every day, for the most part. And that's how we sort of get the bots that are top-ranked bots. So Sharkbot, I mean, it's still just doing a great job responding to this. The battery is down, however, there is a boatload of Protoss still. And look at the army. It's 5 Immortals, 10 Stalkers, a couple Sentries, and a Prism against 21 Lings. If Clicadinha had built up its 100 Lings that it suicided in, it might do better, but that's not how this bot gets wins. It's a fairly straightforward bot, so like it just floods Lings, and that's a realistic approach when you first go to program your bot, and then you kind of just branch out and make changes to make it more efficient and whatnot. So little things could be done, like pulling the drones out of gas after speed is researched. That would improve efficiency of Clicadinha. We do finally have +1 melee attack on the way, which is interesting. Looks like a bit of a Ling counterattack, maybe getting off. Actually finds an Immortal as Sharkbot is just pushing across the map. Sharkbot says, looks like someone's playing hide and seek. I wonder if that's in reference to seeing the creep tumors or something. Anyway, Lings are trying to get into the wall of Sharkbot, so this game may be a little closer than we'd have thought, as Sharkbot has got to get across the map and kill Clicadinha, basically, as these Lings are going to be causing problems. They are inside the main base of the Protoss. That Stalker is going to go down. Sharkbot, meanwhile, isn't exactly pushing in as quickly as it could, as it's got some units on either side of this wall, which is not ideal. I think that may be messing with padding a little bit. Looks like Lings are going to kill off the Immortal. Sharkbot is running out of units, and fast. It's now warping in a Zealot. However, Ling is already setting to work on that, so probes are dying. Sharkbot is pushing across the map, but if it makes the poor decision to recall, this would potentially be the end of Sharkbot. Clicadinha just keeps doing what it's doing, spamming out more and more Lings. This game is all of a sudden getting way, way more interesting than I thought it would be. Few Lings are running on out. There's a couple Queens out. The Spines just got annihilated, though. Sharkbot is taking big, big damage on its side of the map. It's got a Sentry with a hallucinated Colossus. However, the Lings are going to attack the Sentry. It's trying to save itself, and it actually kind of does. Unfortunately, those hallucinations are not quite as good at killing units as the real thing. Some of these Lings are going to find that Immortal on the other side of the map. Sharkbot has gutted the natural of Clicadinha, which is very darn good for it as it now pushes up into the main base. This game is quite close, but I do think it should go Sharkbot's way. It's produced another Immortal, and looks like those Lings were actually failing to attack, and they're actually failing to attack this Immortal right now as well. It seems like they were just padding on top of it. Yeah, these Lings are not attacking. They think they're attacking, but maybe they're being issued too many commands or something, as Sharkbot does deal with all the Lings on its side of the map. But man, oh man, that was a bit of an uncomfortable position. I do believe the Protoss bot has won this one, though. And so yeah, ladies and gentlemen, click that like button if you haven't already. I am going to make this a two-part video. That's actually why I wanted to cast a couple of shorter Sharkbot games and see how they go. So I'll load us into the next match. Okay, so here we are into game number 2 of this little Sharkbot feature that we're doing. And this one is going to be a bit of a change of pace probably, as we've got Sharkbot taking on Dominion Dog, a very cool Terran bot. However, Dominion Dog hasn't been updated in a little bit. I want to say like some time or a while, but it's all relative, as these are passion projects by these people, by these developers. But it definitely is a bit of a factor in the bot scene, because a lot of work goes into countering certain strategies that bot authors come up with, and then it's a matter of patching your bot to accommodate for that. So Dominion Dog, it went very high on the ladder, and then it slowly started to drop as other bot authors have updated their bots, whereas Dominion Dog hasn't been updated. It's a constant arms race as bots get better and better against each other. And so Sharkbot's been updated a little bit, whereas Dominion Dog hasn't been updated in since December. So it's a while, but it's not too long, and it still is an incredible bot that does well on the ladder. It's just the competition's so fierce. So we're gonna see how well Sharkbot does against Dominion Dog. It's straight out of the box, just one basing it, which is very reasonable for a Protoss bot, as it seems to be the meta. It's fairly difficult to get up those expansions. Meanwhile, we've got a Reaper now on the way for Dominion Dog. It's very good with those. Dominion Dog has got some good logic to it as well. Goes for an SCV Scout, just says Protoss, just seeing that it's one base, that kind of thing. And then goes for a command center. But Dominion Dog, upon seeing the multiple gateways of Sharkbot, just says, nope, I am being one-based, and it is very correct with that, as Sharkbot sends out a probe, and this probe is looking mighty, mighty suspicious. Do we have a pylon from Sharkbot? Show me a pylon. Pylon. I don't know why it waited so long for that pylon to build. I guess maybe it was saving the money for the stalkers, perhaps. Chrono boosting out Warp Gate. And then we've got Dominion Dog just one basing it. So this is a very solid response by Dominion Dog. I actually did a couple videos on it of Dominion Dog doing Marauders to defend against Xena's Stalker aggression. And we're potentially going to see the same thing from against Sharkbot. Now Sharkbot tends to have a little bit of flair when it's going for these sort of builds. Notably, it's not going for Blink, anything like that. Just mass Stalkers, Gateway Rush. Hasn't built the extra Gateway yet, though. It's a little bit late, dare I say, because this Warp Gate research is going to finish up, whereas the Gateway is going to be 40 seconds away. We'll see if Sharkbot does go for some... some slow warp-ins, which it could do now that Warp Gate's done, but eventually this Gateway will finish up. We've got the Reaper for Dominion Dog scouting around. Meanwhile, the Terran bot is going for Mass Marauders and Cyclones as a response to what Sharkbot is going for. We do see some slow warp-ins. I guess it's not the end of the world, as the Protoss bot is beginning to push on in, pushes up the ramp, as Marauders are waiting on the high ground, though. So Sharkbot does seem to be fairly aggressive in some of these ladder games. It goes for a Sentry and an Adept behind this, which is interesting. So not just mass Stalkers. Maybe it's going to try and contain Dominion Dog. We'll see. As one of those Stalkers has gone down. Sharkbot saying, have you expanded yet, Dominion Dog? Well, shouldn't we be asking you that question, Sharkbot? The Reaper takes a bit of damage, retreats for Dominion Dog. The Protoss bot is still just one basing it, warping in more and more units. Dominion Dog is actually moving down the ramp, though, deciding it can take this fight. There's no concussive shell. So, however, Sharkbot, some of these units are getting pinned, and there's just so much firepower from these Marauders for Dominion Dog. Two Adepts are trying to shade on in. However, I expect the depots to raise, and they do. So not the most success for Sharkbot with this rush. The Reaper is inside the main base harassing. Sharkbot does have a Stalker coming home to defend against this, but the Reaper, how many kills has it got? Just one. Looks like it's trying to get a second. It probably won't, so it does get pushed away. The Dominion Dog is still kind of just parked at its natural, now dealing with these Adepts. It kills those off. There's a Starport on the way for the Terran bot. No concussive shell just yet. Seems Dominion Dog has to maybe not be attacked for a little bit or get up its command center before it will invest another tech. Looks like that command center gets delayed a little bit. Good redundancy, though, as that SCV does eventually get to work. Sharkbot goes for a hallucinated Colossus. it is a bot that really likes those hallucinations, and as a bot author, there's no way to tell whether a unit is real or not. We do see Marauders pushing on down for Dominion Dog as it's getting very aggressive, trying to just end this rush, stop it in its tracks. Sharkbot has gone for many Adepts, which are shading all over the place, but Dominion Dog is just pushing on down, getting some work done. We do have 3 Adepts shading past this wall, as production has slowed for Dominion Dog upon investing in that command center. The Terran bot has cleaned out that gateway, though, and Sharkbot really hasn't got that much damage done. It's killed 3 Marauders at massive expense of its own, so this attack just doesn't seem to work against Dominion Dog very well, and yeah, Dominion Dog's response to the Stalker early gateway pressure is phenomenal, I'll say. The bot authors came up with a great strategy that not a lot of other Terran bot authors have utilized something to that same effect. But now Sharkbot is in quite a bit of trouble. It's building a new gateway back at home, and yeah, this is one of the things that I find a little confusing. Sharkbot is a Protoss bot with phenomenal macro. And, I mean, I understand bot authors having, liking to have variety in their bots, but it does kind of make me wonder how Sharkbot chooses its builds. Like, why it would choose such an early game build against Dominion Dog when it might be better suited to macro. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe on the ladder against Dominion Dog, this build does have a better win rate than, say, Sharkbot going for an expansion, because Dominion Dog is quite a late game killer, despite being fairly simple with its tactics, but it's just a macro beast. So yeah, I'm curious. Maybe I'll have to do a rematch between these two bots, because that would be something interesting to see. But all in all, it is bizarre how Sharkbot isn't higher on the ladder when it's got such phenomenal late game. And maybe the answer is that it doesn't play late game as much as it could. It does lose some late game matches, so maybe it does have better early game win rates, but it's tough to say. All in all, though, Dominion Dog is in an absolutely commanding position right now. Sharkbot has unupgraded Adepts, 15 of them, shading about, just tossing out those shades non-stop. But yeah, I mean, the Adept control is kind of interesting, how they like to just keep tossing those out. And yeah, let's see here. We've got a Liberator on the way for Dominion Dog as it just powers up. The Terran bot is moving down the ramp, scaring away these Adepts. Tank and Cyclone dealing with a hallucinated Colossus. I'd love to see Sharkbot, a little adjustment that could be made. What are the units that can be hallucinated? You can hallucinate a lot of units. I'd love to see hallucinated Void Rays. I don't think you can hallucinate carriers, I want to say. Maybe you can. I'd have to double check on that, but I would love to see Sharkbot mix in hallucinating some, like, Void Rays, because some Void Rays or carriers, I'm not sure you can hallucinate carriers. I'm sure you can hallucinate Void Rays. But, because a lot of bots do just have sort of response triggers to that, to be like, hey, my opponent's massing air. So maybe Sharkbot could get some, if it does like to go for these sentries and the hallucinations, maybe that would be a way to improve messing with opponent's bots if all of a sudden the opponent's bot starts spamming Vikings because it thinks it's seen a few Void Rays. Because I imagine most bots don't have, well, I don't think there's really a way to program logic against hallucinations, because in the client, they think hallucinations are real units. The only tell as a bot author is you can see that they take double damage. We are just watching a slow march out across the map by Dominion Dog. It's gonna win this game. I don't think there's any questions about that at this point. 90 supply against 24. Sharkbot hasn't expanded. It's now long distance mining, but this is what I'm talking about. Like, even having, like, Sharkbot throw up its hands in the air and say, fine, I'll macro after the 7-minute mark of not winning the game on a 1-base. Like, that would be better to see. I mean, it's pretty much dead no matter what it does at this point, but yeah, I think that's something that I'd be curious to see. We'll have to watch more Sharkbot games. I think these Adepts are shading in, trying to be heroes, but the resource lost is massively in favor of Dominion Dog. It really hasn't lost any more units. It's going to clean out Sharkbot's base, and it's just something to think about. All in all, massive credit to both these bot authors. They've created phenomenal bots. It is just interesting to break down the decision making. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Click that like button if you haven't already. Leave a comment down below saying more bots. Subscribe if you haven't already. And also, if you're just still watching, there's going to be another video popping up on the screen in a second. Feel free to give that a click. And I'll see you